Welcome to Horror Movie Mavens, and thanks for joining us. Before we jump into the review, which I'm very excited about, I'd like to notify all of our Horror Movie Mavens listeners that it's a review podcast, which means it inherently will contain spoilers for the movie selection of the week. Films in the horror movie genre often contain adult themes, graphic language, and some images that can be shocking to some of our more sensitive listeners. To best enjoy Horror Movie Mavens podcast, you should have probably already have seen the movie or watched it in the past and maybe spruce up your knowledge, especially if you've never seen the movie before. Then, click play on us and enjoy the ride. Without further ado, let's enjoy some Horror Movie Mavens. Hey everybody, and welcome to Horror Movie Mavens. I'm your host of the most Bad Luck Bill here to guide you through our movie experience today. It's The Conjuring 3, The Devil Made Me Do It. This is episode number 29 of Horror Movie Mavens. Ooh, spooky and scary and exciting. And also to be excited with me, joining to evaluate and dissect our feature presentation is a man who needs no further introduction. It's so Startled Sassos. Hello, sir. How are you doing today?
Oh, I am so freaking freaked out, man. I've been watching these Conjuring movies with you guys, and I'm terrified. I think I've hit a new level of startledness.
Did you like the movie?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Enjoyed them. Yeah.
Good. Yeah. This is the first time you saw this movie, right? You didn't see it in the movie theater or anything, did you?
Totally fresh. I was too scared to go to the movies to see these movies when they came out. I see the commercials, and I'm like, I'm not watching these.
Gotcha.
This show helps me overcome my fears. Yes.
It's worthy of that type of fear, I think, in life. Also joining us to journey into hysteria is Afterlife Allie. Hello, Allie.
Hello, I'm happy to be back.
Yes, Afterlife Allie is the female voice of Horror Movie Mavens, and she is back to give us some real-world perspective on what it is to be a funeral director. But before I get into the nitty-gritty of The Conjuring 3, The Devil Made Me Do It, I've got a little announcement to make. We have officially had our second Color the Killer contest winner for April 2026. This winner is Cam, age 6 years old, from Houston, Texas. And he got his coloring sheet, his zombie coloring sheet, from the gas station, which is a big supporter of Horror Movie Mavens podcast. This is the same gas station, So Startled Sassos, that they filmed Texas Chainsaw Massacre in for the scenes at the gas station. And let me tell you, the staff, super knowledgeable at the gas station. They've got wall-to-wall merchandise. It's the coolest collection of stuff for sale that you'll ever see. And they've got some barbecue there, too. We did not indulge in barbecue, but man, did we peruse the wares, and it is very cool over there. Cam did an excellent job at coloring his zombie coloring sheet, and it is exciting that he participated, and we're happy to crown him our second Color the Killer contest winner for 2026. So good job, Cam.
Congratulations, Cam.
Yeah.
Congrats, Cam.
Yeah, he did a hell of a job, and we'll have that posted up on our social media so everybody can give him his flowers, and we can continue on our way here.
And shout out to the Texas Chainsaw Massacre gas station for the alley-oop to the little guy.
For real, yeah. They got it right at the counter, and you can receive your coloring contest sheets at the gas station moving forward. They're going to be showcasing them right at the cash register, so when you go and you get all of your cool horror movie apparel and action figures and games and all the cool stuff that they sell there, pick up a Color the Killer contest sheet as well, because we're excited about that. And now, parents, this is your reminder. We're currently running our May Color the Killer contest, and it's going to be none other than Annabelle from The Conjuring. So we're excited about that. We are currently in Marathon May, So Startled Sassos. This is your first venture into our Marathon May. We're doing The Conjuring all month long of May. The Warrens are front and center. And what better way to honor Marathon May than our Color the Killer contest coloring sheet of Annabelle. So submit all of your coloring sheets on our social media page. It's very, very clear how you do it. Comment color, and we're going to send you everything you need to know in order to submit. Submit with confidence and get in there early because these kids are coloring like crazy, and they're doing a hell of a job, too.
I just want to put out there that Annabelle haunts my dreams.
Yes.
We were actually so I'm going to tell you guys a funny little story. So when my wife and I got married and we had our first daughter, a coworker's aunt actually gave me a creepy doll that reminds me of this Annabelle, and
God.
we immediately put it in the attic. We were like, we don't even want this thing near us.
So all
And
you
then
did
the
was make it
second
more creepy, Sassos, because you put it in the creepiest part of your house.
and then the second, no, I think we like left it there for like a week, and we were like, no, all the scary movies tell us not to do this, so we literally had to get rid of this thing, and it thank God has not come back, and it's been like 8 years, so thank God.
For all you know, it's running around in your house, you're completely unaware of its existence, and it's living its best life amongst the residents of 1822 So Startled Sassos Way. The Conjuring 3 is why we're here. The Devil Made Me Do It. It's a picture out of New Line Cinema and Warner Brothers Pictures. It's a rated R film. Came out in 2021. It's a supernatural horror, just like all of the Conjuring films that we're going to be doing. The runtime for the movie is 1 hour and 52 minutes long. The tagline for the movie is "The Demonic Case That Shocked America." And the poster is Ed and Lorraine Warren, their faces, with a shadow of a cross on Lorraine's face, making their face like, oh my God, what's happening next expression. So, The Demonic Case That Shocked America, Afterlife, Allie, does that tickle your fancy? Does that make you want to see the movie?
Yeah, I like that they're all based on a true story. That's definitely one of my favorite genres of a horror movie because it's just more intriguing when you're like, wow, this actually happened. Of course, they put their Hollywood spin on it, but it makes me want to dive into the case and like figure out what Hollywood is making it and what actually happened in the case.
Right.
So I really like that. That is an intriguing tagline for me.
Yeah, it does kind of suck you in a little bit. So, Startled Sassos, would this make you see the movie?
Oh yeah. So as I said earlier, I was always too terrified to see these in the theaters. Bad Luck Bill, you remember years ago when we saw The Ring?
Oh yeah.
Many, many eons ago, I literally was contemplating running out of that theater. So ever since then, I like to watch these at home, but then afterwards, I'm so scared even to go to the bathroom in my own house. So I just love to fear these things. But again, just like Afterlife Alley, I love that these are like actually based on realistic things.
Yeah.
Because we know that this is a crazy world, but there are powers that are outside of our abilities, and
our understanding too, right?
Yes, and that's okay.
The movie is written by David Leslie Johnson McGoldrick. That's a hell of a name, David Leslie Johnson McGoldrick. It's also got writing credits. They credit James Wan, of course, the creator of the series. Chad and Carrie Hayes as well get some writing credits based on some characters that they submitted, probably from previous films. It's directed by Michael Chavez, and he did also The Nun 2. He also did the next Conjuring movie that we're going to be covering, The Conjuring Last Rites, which is the most recent and final installment of Marathon May. Decent director. I don't know. I've got some gripes. I think he's a victim of James Wan doing the first two movies ahead of him, though. Because the first two movies hit the nail so damn hard on the head. And then to follow him is sort of like, you're doomed to sort of have a disappointment, in my opinion. But
wow, I thought this was really good.
You liked it that much, huh?
Yeah.
Do you think it rivals the first movie? Or the second movie, too?
I think I liked this better than the second, to be honest.
Okay. How about that?
Okay, so I've only seen first because I couldn't watch this movie without seeing the original.
Right.
Because I'm just that type of guy.
Me too.
But it makes me want to watch two also. But if James Wan did the original one, because I'm kind of in the middle of you guys because I really enjoyed one. and I enjoyed this. But like I said, there are some things that Bad Luck Bill touched on, right? That kind of like are not as good as the original, but you can never have the Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi all the time, guys.
That's right. Yeah, it's a fact. It does cascade as you go in through movies. They typically do get worse, but as I grow a little older, I don't really subscribe to that too much because I've seen enough movies, especially in the horror genre too. I've seen enough movies now where even movies that are kind of obviously worse than the original, I sort of kind of take a shine to because of their own characteristics and what they bring to the table. So, I don't know. I used to be a hardliner. The original is always the best, but I've kind of softened my stance on that in recent years. It's starring still Patrick Wilson as Ed Warren, Vera Farmiga as Lorraine Warren. I've gotten better at pronouncing that name. It's also starring Rivari O'Connor as Arnie Cheyenne Thompson. Oh, disregard. Arnie Cheyenne Johnson, who is the main character who got possessed and went to jail and the whole bit. The cast. I mean, the cast is... What I love about The Conjuring is the cast is pretty much these two characters, Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga, and they are so steady and they do such a good job at their job, right? They are portraying this couple that goes around and helps out people who are dealing with paranormal activity, exorcisms, hauntings, the whole kit and caboodle. They're out there doing this thing, but the way that they interact with each other and the way their relationship comes off and just their acting when they're not together, I think it's just top notch.
Oh, it's like a romantic horror movie. Like their love.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm obsessed.
Yeah, it sort of shines through and sort of gives it a very human feeling to a very dark subject matter, and I think that really is effective for the whole movie series up to this point as well. It's filmed in Atlanta, Georgia. It's based in Brookfield, Connecticut in 1981 and around that area. And this is the first U.S. court case where demonic possession was used as a murder defense, which is pretty odd. This movie is based on a true story of Arnie Cheyenne Johnson, who killed his landlord in 81. The story was described in a 1983 book, The Devil in Connecticut. The working title of the movie was plainly The Conjuring 3, but they changed it to The Devil Made Me Do It as a reference to the infamous trial and the case, which we will get into in a little bit. So, the kill count of the movie. What is the kill count of the movie, Afterlife, Allie?
I'm going to go 3.
3. So, Startled Sassos, what do you have?
4.
4. The kill count of the movie is 5.
Damn.
Yes.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah, there are 5 people who died. Again, we can go one by one and make sure that the internet has not steered me in the wrong direction again, but I'm pretty certain that it is 5 people who bite the big one in this movie here.
Yeah, let's call them out.
Let's call them out.
Yeah,
Why
yeah.
not?
And this year, I'm even, and this time, guys, I'm even counting by your standards, Bill, because I remember that there was a dispute a few episodes ago about whether murders or natural deaths counted.
Yeah, exactly. If they die in the movie... See, but I go back and forth, too, so I'm not even a fucking good gold standard on this. I think if they die in the movie, I'm counting them. However, I often don't count, like, flashback deaths or people who are dead in the movie that are, like, zombies, because otherwise zombie movies would have, like, hundreds of deaths in them. So, I don't know. We're gonna continue to write the rules as I go, because this is my own little kingdom, and that's how I prefer to do it. The budget of the movie was $39 million to make The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It. What did it do in the box office, Afterlife, Alley?
I'd say they at least doubled. 39. Let's go 90.
90 for U.S. and Canada or worldwide?
U.S. and Canada.
U.S. and Canada. So, Startled Sassos, what do you have?
I'm going to go 155 million worldwide.
Worldwide. All right. Worldwide. So, U.S. and Canada, it made $65.6 million. So, it did fall a little short of our, double the budget rule. So, and this does this is a pretty big deal for the Conjuring series, too, because it kind of is a step process. The first one made a catastrophic amount of money. The second one made a lot of money, but not as much as the first. And now we're a step down from that, kind of waning a little bit on our box office. It's still a hit. It still makes money, but not as much as, typically we would normally see from The Conjuring. The worldwide gross, so Startled Sassos is pretty damn close, $206.4 million. So,
wow.
The world wanted to see more of the Warrens, and that's exactly what they got. Wasn't a major hit in the U.S., but it would appear, we've got a hit overseas and abroad.
Bad Luck Bill, what time of the year in 21 did this come out? Because you got to remember, we're just coming out of COVID at that point. So
that's a fair question.
Because people were looking for any damn excuse to get out of the house,
You're right. Yeah. The release date was June the 4th, 2021. So
perfect.
It's the summertime. People are looking to get outdoors.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a factor or not, but I would think based on COVID, maybe that did hurt it.
I think it hurt it at the movie theaters. Movie theaters weren't bounced back to normal, and you still have the people that were still hyper, I'm wearing masks, I'm not going anywhere extra. They just were still living their life in the bare minimum of, socialization type environments. I think it definitely affected it. That's a really good
right.
point.
And there's also the streamer effect that everybody just wants to wait until it comes out at home.
Right.
Yeah.
And
which
I'm
is
with
sad.
you.
Which is sad because I'm total box office. I love to be in the box office. I'm just too scared to go see this in the movie theater.
That's how I am. I am way too scared to see a scary movie. The most recent thing, I went to Bad Luck Bill. We saw Scream 7, and I'm I want to sit back row. I don't want anyone behind me. I don't want a jump scare in real life.
Right.
But, I mean, I remember checking the car, when you get in the car, that's how scared I would get. Yeah,
you have to check the back seats every time.
And you know what? Real life subject matter too, because again, as I've said the past couple of weeks, I believe in this content, and I believe that this does happen to people. So, I mean, there's a real reason to be scared here, depending on what you believe religiously or otherwise. I'm sure non-religious folks think that there are bad things that happen, and people can be influenced by something other than just a mentally ill issue. It could be dark forces in the world. If you believe in good stuff, you have to believe in the bad stuff. So,
and that's my favorite quote from Ed.
Yeah,
is every time you walk in a courtroom, you're doing an oath under God. You gotta know that both sides exist. I really like that quote that he had.
You would think.
Yeah, that was really good.
Yeah.
So what do you say we jump into it here?
Let's go.
What do you think?
Let's do it.
All right. The Conjuring 3, The Devil Made Me Do It. So on the entrance, there is the big horn entrance, which we're now typically used to seeing with the Conjuring movies. The past 2 weeks, we've been kind of glossing over the fact that there's some standards here. The music theme for the Warrens when they get together is very nice. The horns, big deep horns coming in, leading you into the next Conjuring movie is pretty freaking cool. And so the music, kudos. I'll give the music to The Conjuring its flowers just here right now. We have a house that is completely trashed, and it is 1981. Ed and Lorraine Warren are called to document the exorcism of David Glatzner, an 8-year-old boy who has apparently been possessed by some sort of demon, so we think, up to this point. And as we are joining this whole thing go on, obviously there's claw marks all over the walls and everything. The house is really tore up from the floor up. We're not waiting on this one. We're going right in. The Warrens have started, and Father Gordon, this is the father that they've been working with throughout the entire series, he's on his way. The exorcism has been approved for once, right? We don't have to wait around for the Catholic Church to go ahead and sign off on it. First thing, right out of the jump, we've got a kid who's in bad shape, and we don't have to wait for approval like we do the past 2 movies. Is it going to get approved? Is it not going to get approved? we're fucking putting that to bed right now. Excited to see that the Catholic Church is finally with it, Allie.
Yeah. It's about time.
The past two movies, it's like, well, are they going to do it? Are they not going to do it?
But also, we don't know the background yet. Like, we're walking into this movie.
Right.
Maybe they did have to fight for a little while to get them there.
Oh, I'm sure they did. Yeah, I'm sure. Well, but I like in this movie that we're not involved in that decision-making process. It's done up front for us.
Exactly.
That's kind of nice. Arnie is the boyfriend of Debbie, and the little boy who's possessed, his name is David. Debbie and David are brother and sister, and so Arnie is going to take the young lad upstairs to go to sleep, right? So we're going to wait for Father Gordon. We're going to get some shut-eye in the meantime. I don't know that if... That'd be pretty close to people for me to put their kid down and they're possessed by the devil. I think that's a mom and dad function.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Me as a mom, I would not be like, hey, maybe soon to be son-in-law,
yeah.
Go lay down my youngest child. Like, no.
He really loves that sister.
No joke. He's committed with a capital fucking C. So he also was committed later on to prison. So here we go. Father Gordon arrives in a cab. He's ready to roll. And this is, for me, right off the bat, this came off like great value Father Marin for me from The Exorcist. A lot less impressive. When Father Marin rolls up, now, okay, up front, total honesty, The Exorcist is my favorite movie, right, of all time. Horror movie-wise, at least. When he rolls up and kind of gets out of the cab like Father Marin, I'm like, this is a bad knockoff of Father Marin. But it's meant to be an homage, a tribute, if you will, to the 1973 classic, The Exorcist. So while I'm shitting on that, in the same way, I guess they were just trying to do a solid and kind of give...
They're giving a nod.
Yeah, give it a little nod. Why not? But when this happens, when the father arrives... to do what he's got to do to make sure that this baby no longer has a devil in him. He's got the devil in him. The possessed boy runs out to the bathroom after hearing a loud banging on the door, sees a creepy hand as he runs into the bathroom and hides in a claw foot tub with the curtains all around it, sees a creepy hand up on top of the curtain rod area, and then the shower turns on and the tub fills with blood. Is this the full possession now? Is that what I'm to understand, do you think?
It's gotta be, yeah. It's gotta be.
He was kind of halfway there and now he's full the way there? Is that...
I think it was in that period of coercing him. Yeah. And now it's got him taken over. Because again, when they're trying before, they're like, oh, he seems okay, and then he's full blown after he gets attacked by this demon.
Allie, is this scary?
It's pretty scary. I'd be really scared if blood just started pouring on me and I'm seeing hands and feel like I'm being chased by something. That's not good. I got a question. Is exorcism specific to Catholic only, or is there other Christian?
Oh no, it's all church. We have prayers to read, but it's just not as promoted as the Catholic Church is.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah. And what about other religions?
I think non-Christians have this rituals.
Okay, so you could be
the
Jewish,
faith
Muslim,
has that. I think
Hindu, that kind of stuff too.
I'm pretty sure they do.
Okay.
I think that's explained. What the fuck movie? Was that The Exorcism of Emily Rose? They kind of touch on the fact that this is a widely understood thing in most organized religions, but
if you think about it too, back in the New Testament, when Jesus is doing his miracles, there's Pharisees and head Jews trying to exorcise a woman, and they can, and then he goes by and does it, and he's and that's what got people to believe,
Yeah, right. Right. We've got the kid is freaking out, screaming in that bathroom. Everybody runs upstairs to figure out what exactly old boy is screaming about. They bust in the door, and
there's no blood.
There's no blood at all, but the kid does run out and stabs his dad in the leg.
Fucker.
He was like Chucky doll, kind of running out and stabbing his dad in the kneecap. Sweet.
I'd be pissed.
This is what dads get. Just overall, this is basically what dads get. We get all the worst shit. Just fucking get tossed aside. That's how it works. So, the decision's made. We have to do this thing now. We're not going to go to the church. I don't know why we would. We're going to do it right here in the residence. I guess the church would be a better atmosphere just based on the fact that it's a controlled environment and it's got, it's the Lord's house. But we're going to do it here at the home that the kid is in.
The kid with the claw marks coming down the stairs, it's real crazy.
Yeah.
Real freaking wild. I mean, the fact that he, throws that knife and just gets the dad in the leg and then just, starts jacking them all up is just crazy to me.
Little
especially,
8-year-old kid.
Yeah, especially, first few minutes of the movie.
Yeah, exactly. We definitely hit the ground running with this movie, and they wanted to set the tempo as this is going to be a fast-paced movie. I'm not sure they were successful, but we will get there. So the table is cleared. The exorcism starts after the kid is being ripped down from the stairs. Afterlife Allie made mention of there's being claw marks all over the walls. He's not even touching the walls, and there's claw marks that are forming all down the stairs and whatnot. It's a cool effect. I thought that was pretty neat. So far, as we're sitting right now, is this scary so far? So Startled Sassos.
Oh, beyond startled. When I saw him in the bathroom, I was terrified. And then this is just okay. We saw this from the other movies. I'm not so scared, but that buildup until he gets possessed was very scary for me.
Yeah.
And even this is alarming, especially when he's contorting his body and stuff. I mean, that just being a parent of kids, you don't want to see a kid that happen to a kid. I'm sorry. It's just it disturbs me.
Yeah, his skin's bubbling, and you don't want to see your child or any child in this type of distress.
Yeah, we've got our standard exorcism fare here. We've got readings from the book, the Roman Rite. We've got some holy water, standard exorcism type stuff. Lorraine having a vision of some weird, creepy kind of altar with a cup. And as far as the kid who kind of starts contorting and skin bubbling and everything that's happening, which is, again, kind of a hallmark of an exorcism scene, the scene strikingly features the 8-year-old David twist in knots as a demon continues to possess him. About the scene, Michael Chavez, the director, revealed, "For those scenes, we employed a contortionist named Emerald Gordon Wolfe, who was a 12-year-old when we filmed. There were no special effects added to the movements at all. The only special effect that we used was putting Julian's face on her as she kind of, Emerald, the girl, she kind of contorted her body all around. All of those contortions on the camera, she did all of that. She was able to twist her head around into a very odd position, and you could make the whole movie about her. She was a all-in-one Cirque du Soleil act. So that's a pretty neat practical effect that they were able to employ, and kind of gained my attention because that was very abnormal, the way that person was moving around on the ground.
Oh my God. Now that you said that just blew my mind because I thought that was 1,000% CGI. And
yeah, I know. Me too.
The fact that it was a real human disturbs me even more.
That people can actually do that, right?
Guys, I've seen little girls, their dance recital shows. They are literally moving their bodies like this. It blows my mind every time. So I completely believe that this girl did that. But it's definitely more fucked up that you're a real human person can actually contort their body this way.
Right.
Oh my God.
Well, we're in mid-exorcism, and plates come flying in from the kitchen. Dinner plates smash Father Gordon in the face. He's donezo. So, very long cab ride. Took the train to get here. Went all this way and then gets knocked out by a dinner plate. You're done, Father Gordon. But we move on, right? Because Ed is going to do what Ed does. He's going to continue with reading, exorcism type thing. Filmed by our buddy, the assistant. I think his name is Drew. For all of the movies. So, this is an actual filmed event. Skin boiling, joint manipulation, demon laughing, shit's going bad. It doesn't seem like the exorcism is working too well as Ed is continuing on, and David kind of jumps on Ed, they kind of pushes him to the ground. This is the possessed boy now. "I'll stop your heart, old man," and Ed is done as well. So this is going to be a theme for the movie. Ed is going to have a heart attack at this stage, and this is going to be the thread of the movie that they keep pulling at the entire time. Ed is not at 100%, and he is he's going to be kind of afflicted with this thing throughout the entire rest of the movie, which is, a human condition, right? So
poor Ed.
Poor Ed.
Yeah, I mean, I thought he died. I was like,
I
great,
thought
are
so
they gonna
too.
Ned Stark Ed in the beginning of this movie?
Right.
I thought so too, man. I thought they were going to kill him right here. Arnie, the boyfriend, what a fucking hero. He does what no one else could do, right? He grabs this little kid, and another callback to The Exorcist, another move from that movie. Come into me, demon, come into me. So the demon does, and David has been saved. Thank God. I know we've got a medical emergency as far as Ed's concerned. Father Gordon is down there bleeding out, apparently, from that dinner plate into the face. We are not sure what the condition is of Arnie, but the kid is no longer, it would appear, is no longer possessed.
But my question is, why didn't the freaking church take this kid for further investigation, man? I mean, the Arnie boyfriend. Come on,
Well, I think
if they
because
say
the only person who saw this exchange between Arnie and David was Ed, right?
oh yeah, and he had a heart
Ed had a
attack.
heart attack, so he couldn't tell
Yeah,
anybody what
so he was
saw.
incapacitated.
Right.
You're right.
Yeah.
But why didn't Arnie say something to someone?
It's a fair point.
That's what pisses me off, is like, Arnie should have been like, I told the thing to come to me, maybe this isn't done.
Right. Well, I don't know the answering to that, but that's the opening scene. So...
Hell of an opening scene.
Hell of an opener, yeah, I can agree with that.
Open with a bang.
Open it with a bang. It also continues on with Ed in the hospital, and Lorraine won't leave his side. We're going to get a story of how the two met. They met at like a movie theater, and they went out, and home is here with him. It's a very heartfelt moment between the two.
They were under a gazebo. That's what brings it back.
That's
very cute. It was almost like I wanted them to be like this magic moment,
yeah. It's very heartfelt, and this is kind of the backbone of the entire movie series. Is these two people.
Like all that was missing was like them like at a soda fountain sharing like an eclair, or
right?
An egg cream or something.
Right. With two straws in one glass and the whole fucking thing.
And who are those actors? Like, she's beautiful. The man is gorgeous. Like, them together, it's like, wow. They did great finding the actors and like the chemistry that they portray.
Yeah,
love it.
Very, very nice. Well, Arnie is having a hard time. He slept. Basically for like 2 days or some shit, and we got to get up and we got to start living our life, right? So there's this moment between Debbie and Arnie, and they're kind of like they're living at where Debbie works, which is like a kennel with this weird guy Bruno, who's like the manager / owner of the place. So they're living above where Debbie works, and Arnie kind of seems like maybe a landscaper type guy who goes and, cuts down trees and shit. But these are very modest living folks, young couple. He's pretty much, the whole time trying to like maybe ask her to marry him and the whole bit. The Gensel family, they're going to have thank God our son is not possessed barbecue. And as they're having this barbecue, Arnie is going to hear some weird shit. Some cereal is going to do some weird possession type shit and fall on the ground. And he's going to go into a hallway and stare into one of the holes that was created as a result of the kid being possessed. And
that was freaky, man.
We're going to get a jump scare, obviously, there. Let me ask you guys this. Did you feel at any time that this was a little bit short on the scares, this movie?
I agree. It was more like a suspense thing.
Yeah. Allie, you're shaking your head no.
I don't know. I think I got more scares in this one than the other two, honestly.
Really?
I don't know why, but yeah, there was, like, especially as we get towards the end with the witch and everything, that scared me more for some reason. Because she was like a real person that they...
Well, that's some real life crap. Yeah, that's scary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah, as far as the story goes, this is the first movie in the Conjuring universe that features a human adversary. The occultist Isla in the film is kind of the main protagonist. We don't fight or battle a lot of earthbound creatures in these movies very often. So is that what made it more grounded, makes it more scary to you, maybe, potentially?
Yeah, I think a witch named Isla is more scary. Yeah, it's a
Well,
real
also, it's more like realistic to us, you know? It's like, oh my
Yeah.
God, there's people out there that do this deranged stuff, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
That's real life scary. And that was my biggest question, too, is like, why are these people targets? And getting into all that and how the Satanists just want to create chaos anywhere. Like, just being a normal person, you want to spread good. I guess they just want to spread hurt and chaos. So to me, that's like, if there's not a motive behind your evil, I don't know. That's really fucked up.
So Arnie sees like this fucking person behind him, almost like a shadow version of himself. What do you think is happening with that jump scare? When you were first seeing this movie and he's looking into the hole, what do you think is going on there? Is this just like the eventual, this is the infestation of him? This is him like trying to be broken down by whatever this curse is that he currently has? To
be honest, because of the other movies, I thought it was like a pilgrim boy or something. Like, he looked really weird and kind of old-fashioned-y. Uh-huh. So I was thinking that's where they were taking it, is that, like, there was a different murder in the house, and now it's just clinged on to this guy like it was clinged on to the kid. I don't know. Mm-hmm. I wasn't thinking it was a different version of Arnie. Is that how you interpreted it?
Honestly, I never know. I thought it was the actor, and it was just a mirror of himself that he was kind of looking into, like the dark version was trying to take over him. But
I thought it was the devil or like a demon trying to get him.
It probably was. There's a lot of ways to see this because I don't actually know what the hell we saw because they're on the screen such a small amount of time.
Yeah, we all saw it a different way, so that's pretty cool.
Arnie, we're going to get past our little scene at the barbecue. He's going to go to work, and he's going to cut down a tree. He's up there hanging off of a tree, sawing branches and whatnot. Like I said, he must do some sort of landscaping work. And he sees something in the window and just drops the chainsaw in that sort of jump scare horror of like, oh, like what the hell did he just see? Somebody call OSHA because you're dropping a saw from a tree with workers down below.
This is real life scary. That scares the shit out of me.
That's like Final Destination mixed with The Conjuring. Definitely not something I want to be involved in.
Dangerous work.
Dangerous work, yeah. And you got to have that fucking saw tied off, for Christ's sake. Shit happens, you got to have it tied off somewhere. Again, it's like the continuation of breaking a dude down, right? Because now he's like seeing shit, and he's like fucking broken down as far as like, oh my god, what did I just see? And oh my god, there's a hole, and oh my god, there's something at the window, and the whole thing. So Ed wakes up finally at the hospital and tells Lorraine the demons got Arnie. So why didn't Arnie tell anybody? Not sure. Maybe he fully didn't know. I'm not sure. But
yeah, I was gonna say maybe he doesn't realize that it happened. Because
possible.
like almost like when that mom in the original got like possessed, like
right.
She didn't know.
Yeah. Or she was unable to tell anyone.
Yeah.
It keeps you quiet about like it's possessing you to not even speak up for yourself.
It just wants to feed on your soul, that's all. So, no big deal. Arnie looks like shit, I have in my notes. And he's going to go home after dropping the saw almost on all of his coworkers. And he's going to go fix his girlfriend's boss's Bruno's speakers. That he kind of agreed to do so earlier on, and they start blasting music. And this is what I like to call a pressure cooker scene. They crank up the music after he fixes it, and it's like Arnie is obviously not feeling too good. He's like sweaty and pale looking, like he looks like he's actually ill. If I ever look like this, Allie, you just go ahead and put me right to bed and tell me that the party is over and I need to go sleep it off. Because Arnie looks like goddamn death worn over.
I don't know how that wasn't Debbie's first thing. And especially, like, this Bruno. I hate this Bruno.
Like, super aggressive guy.
Drink with me! Drink with me!
Really
Like,
annoying guy, yeah.
Oh, so annoying. They're like...
He's, like, obviously an older guy, too. Like, he's got to be in, like, his 30s or 40s, and he's still, like breaking open...
party with the 18-year-old.
He's breaking open, like, beer cans, and it's spraying everywhere, and he's just, like, this low-life kind of looking dude.
Yeah, I hate this guy, dude. Ugh.
Yeah, so...
Well, hence why, like, he owns, like, a dog kennel, because he has no human
Yeah,
friends.
exactly.
Cash-only business. As this thing is, like, continuing, Arnie and Debbie are unable to get phone calls from the Warrens for that warning, because the music is getting jacked up. And, you know, shit is starting to be seen by Arnie that isn't actually really happening. And Debbie being accosted, them being chased, like there being some sort of like danger that he's feeling that isn't actually happening, but in his mind it's what he's seeing and what's playing out in front of him, which then in turn makes him feel like he's being chased and has to grab Debbie out of there. He feels like he's in danger. He feels like he's being chased by Bruno, who's out to kind of get him. And Arnie hallucinates this entire thing, eventually resulting in Arnie stabbing Bruno 22 times. Moment of silence for Bruno. Our first death.
Kill number one.
Yeah, tally this thing up. That's hash mark number 1. Bruno takes one for the team. The cops are alerted by Lorraine, basically that something bad is going to happen for Arnie. You might want to go out there. And just strolling down the street is Arnie, covered in blood, like head to toe, as he like zombie walks down the road, and his eyes are completely like whited out. That white out sort of like zombie walk is lifted. And he's got his pupils back, and like the cops like spin around. 'Cause at first they drove by him, then they kind of cop a Yui, and the cops are like, "What is going on here?" And he's like, "I think I hurt someone." Yes, you did.
It's so sad.
You stabbed somebody to death, guy. I don't know. What do you think? This is plausible? Obviously, it happened in real life.
I mean, even he's covered in blood. I mean,
oh man,
yeah.
I think.
You think it's possible?
I thought they were going a different way with it, where like Bruno was maybe going to get possessed and like actually hurting the girlfriend,
right?
Because I mean, but you also just see drunk guys get wild and maybe cross some lines with your girlfriend too. Like it does look
right?
like the girl is like, you know, he's twirling her and he's pulling her in. Like, you know, I've been around guys, dated guys, like jealousy runs rampant. You can't be dancing with another guy, even if it's your boss, even if you guys live there. Like, this girl's getting pulled really close.
But if the real scene doesn't have them twirling around and stuff. The real scene is like her like by herself, like dancing to the music, and this Bruno on the other side of the room. So who knows?
Right? Who knows what the reality is of how all this went down? But I'm just saying, I thought they were taking it that way, where it's like more like a jealousy thing. But the scary shit of you think this guy is attacking your significant other, of course you're going to protect her and stab him.
Is this a scary scene?
It's pretty scary because you don't know what's real. You don't know if the guy is actually hurting the girl. I'm happy that he didn't kill Debbie. Like, I was kind of taking it could have been him killing the girlfriend instead of killing Bruno, or kill them both.
Right. Well, in the real-life murder, the police and prosecution successfully argued that Arnie Cheyenne Johnson and Bruno Sauls in the movie had been drinking and gotten in an argument over Debbie Gansel, which turned into a fight that ended with Arnie stabbing Bruno with a 5-inch knife. Leo Hansler, the ambulance driver who arrived to the scene, testified during the trial that he heard Debbie Gansler tell her father, "Oh, Daddy, he didn't mean to do it. You know how he gets when he's been drinking." So that didn't help old Arnie in the trial.
Damn.
Dang, dog.
Damn.
Well, you know, the devil made me do it. Maybe he could have been a fucking guy who couldn't handle his booze, but that doesn't necessarily mean the devil didn't make him do it, but it also doesn't look so great for regular sober-minded people to sit there in a jury box and go, Did the devil make him do it, or did the Bud Lights make him do it? I don't know.
It's always about a girl. I told you.
It's always about a girl.
All the way back to Helen of Troy. It's always about a girl.
They wouldn't have fought if this girl wasn't,
Yeah.
dancing around.
Helen of Troy, Cleopatra. It's all the same story, just a different spin on it.
The women are all evil. Stay away from us.
So, all right, Arnie's got to go to jail, right? And he's tested by the Warrens. Obviously, the family's going to call on the Warrens and see, is this kid still possessed? Arnie reads a Bible passage, and he's not possessed now. Whatever happened is not happening anymore. Was he possessed then, and how can the Warrens prove that he was possessed is kind of the issue that's on the table. So the Warrens talk to his lawyer, and she doesn't believe them at all. She wholesale is like, we got to cop a plea. This is not going to work. But the Warrens invite her over to meet Annabelle as like a sign of this shit is real and what we're doing is real. And so we do a series of tests in this movie. This is a test, right? The religious icon on the table and reading a passage from the Bible. Usually people who are possessed cannot do that. There's another test involving the lawyer that I just said, come on over and meet Annabelle. We'll see what you think then. That's sort of a test. Lorraine gets tested in the police station with how to pick the knife, which one is going to be the knife. So they rely heavily on this film device of tests. Everything is being tested at all time in this movie. Did you like any of this shit, Startled Sassos? The testing?
Oh, I loved it. I loved it because it's like, again, we have to think about this. This is in the 80s. Right. We have little to no technology. Well, I can't say we have little to no technology. That's when the Apple computer was made and stuff.
Right.
But I'm saying, like, we didn't have DNA testing back then, as far as crime, things linked. I mean, this was like a lot of people depended on or called upon mediums and things like that, like Lorraine, to help them solve things.
It's so weird because we never hear about this anymore. There used to be fucking mediums helping out cops. It seemed like all the time.
All the time, dude.
Yeah, and now they don't do that anymore. What's with that? Maybe people are not in tune with their inner self anymore to have that sort of understanding of themselves to reach their full potential to have that gift because of such media.
I bet you they do it, but they just try to keep it out of the limelight. Yeah, man.
I was going to say maybe because of technology, people don't have that self-awareness or that they never reach their full potential, but maybe not. I'm just a grumpy old man about technology.
I could agree with that.
Yeah, maybe we just don't have enough silence to kind of understand who the hell we are as people anymore.
Fire bad. I still say that. Fire bad.
I don't know. Sure. I think
I'm a firm believer of fire bad.
I think they do still use like clairvoyance and stuff. I think we definitely rely more heavily on the technology stuff that's come so far, like you're saying, like DNA testing, fingerprinting, all that kind of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
But I think they do. I just don't think it's like...
It's not publicized?
Yeah, I don't think it's like what the media cares about covering right now. But I don't think they ever went away with that. And then, I mean, I'm just in that world. Like, I love the crystals. I love mediums. I love all that kind of stuff. So, like, my circle, I've seen that stuff still going on. And just talking to, mediums and psychics and the people that claim to have these abilities, I'm fascinated by it. So I go see these people and, take them serious. So I think that stuff is...
Yeah, I mean, they still exist because, like, my sisters love to go talk to card readers and stuff like that. Yeah. And, like, I mean, this still exists in our world. It's just, it's so overtaken by what's going on Facebook or whatever nonsense. Yeah, I agree with Allie.
The next day in court, after the lawyer takes the Warrens up on maybe what the Warrens are saying has any legitimacy or not, she comes into the courtroom as a true believer. She enters in a plea of not guilty by way of demonic possession. So who the hell knows what happened to that lawyer at the Warrens' house? Yeah. But she was convinced that she looks very distressed in the courtroom the next day.
Put that biatch in the room with Annabelle for 2 seconds. I'm sorry. Why did they have a Ghostbuster tank with no tank protecting them from the fucking ghosts. I'm sorry.
So this
Whole
is,
fucking like garage room full of demonic possessions
I
and
know.
nothing to protect them.
Their weird vault of artifacts. This is the first time ever, by way of demonic possession, that the state is going to hear a case like this, and the state will seek the death penalty as a result. So they want to fry this kid, and it's kind of up to the Warrens. They're going to be on the case. They're going to investigate. The lawyer basically says, listen, I'll do everything I can do on my end. You guys do what you can do on your end. And she throws her hands up in the air. Ed has got he's almost wheelchair bound through the majority of the first half of the movie. How do you prove possession after the fact? Well, how do you prove possession at all, really? So why'd the demon just leave? Because that's pretty unusual for that to happen. They typically just don't bounce once they've done something bad, which is all the Warrens' questions that are kind of being asked. So they go back to the beginning of their case on the Wenzels. They're going to go back to the possession of David in order to kind of figure out how we got here. And 5 months earlier, there's another moving day, very similar to the Perron family. They're at a new house, right? It always seems like new houses kind of spur on all this weird possession and haunting type shit. David runs around the new home and finds a waterbed, and we are greeted with a jump scare with a face inside of the balloon part of the waterbed, and eventually a hand comes out to grab the kid. Holy shit.
Bro,
jump scare
supreme. Jump scare supreme. My oldest sister, had a waterbed.
Oh, really?
And I tell you, I will never want to see a waterbed again in my life after I just saw that.
Have you ever slept in a waterbed yourself?
I never slept in it, not to my recollection.
Right.
But I'm never going in a waterbed.
Allie, have you ever slept in a waterbed?
Yes, my cousin had a waterbed growing up. I loved sleepovers at her house. I begged my parents for a waterbed all the time. But yes, this is horrible. I do want to still sleep in a waterbed, but if something moved when I was laying still, I would be freaking the fuck out.
Yeah, it was like this weird thing too, where it was like a mirror, like his hand was above the waterbed, like jiggling around, and and there was a hand in the waterbed moving with him, and then it comes and grabs him. The bed basically explodes. David is understandably freaked out, and that's the first moment of demonic activity for young David. So, yeah, that brings the Warrens back to the original house where it all started. The bed that was there, the waterbed, is now gone. A rug covers where the water damage happened when the bed exploded on the floor. But Ed is looking at this thing like, that's not really water damage. I don't know what the fuck that is.
That was some crazy insight. I thought that was so cool when he did that.
It's almost like the hardwood floor was almost bubbled up and darkened in that spot. Like there was some corrosion almost. Like whatever was underneath of it was almost burning a hole in the floor.
Exactly. It was like acid, man.
Yeah,
it was like,
yeah. So that leads Lorraine to go to the crawl space underneath the house because Ed can't go under there. He's a victim of a heart attack. He's a survivor. He can't be crawling underneath of a house. There's space to investigate on why the wood floor is bubbling up. And underneath, she finds a witch's totem, which is what they call it.
Her jump scare, though, with the rat.
Yeah.
Oh, no, Lorraine! And she's like, it's just the mouse.
Yeah. I mean, that's real life, too.
Yeah. No.
Dude, I thought like instead of the totem, it was going to be like a rotting carcass or something, like a head or something.
I agree with that.
I didn't know what to expect, and I definitely thought it was going to be somebody under there. I actually kind of thought...
It made me feel a lot better that it was that totem, but still scared the hell out of me because it was like True Detective and stuff, man.
This is what I mean, though. For me, there's a way here. There's a bigger scare here. And what we got was a couple of rats and a totem, and I'm like, this could have been a fucking major moment, like a major jump you out of your seat type of scare. That's what I mean, a little bit light on the scares. What Lorraine finds is basically what it looks like an animal jaw with some other weird shit, some satanic shit, all like kind of attached together with like horns and hooves and all kinds of shit. Obviously not good. And my next question is, when is move-out day? Because I no longer want to live in this house anymore. I want to be gone. I don't want to live here.
Man. Like, I mean, I'm going to jump back to number one. I mean, what possesses people in the
Yeah.
middle of the night? You just move to the house and you just like, oh, there are these boards that are sealing off the entire cellar. Let's open that shit.
Right.
No,
Keep it sealed.
do not open anything.
So it would appear that because of this new revelation, there's a totem in the house or underneath of the house or however you want to square it, that David was not possessed so much as he was cursed due to this totem that was put there, and that curse was then passed to Arnie. And that's kind of what we're dealing with here. We're dealing with...
Yeah, but cursing is still invoking demons, invoking harm on others, and that's why the devil likes that kind of stuff.
Right, right. So basically what a curse is, I guess, according to this movie, someone, a witch or a cultist or satanist or whatever, has summoned a being from hell to now possess or use the body of a person. So it is still a possession, but it's not possession by way of, the demon or unclean spirit gaining access to the person on their own. It's more like this was thrust upon them by an unknown person. So
that's weird.
If only that lady was sent to court, not that poor kid.
Right, no shit.
Yeah. Why don't they do that?
So this is going to lead us to I think it's Father Gordon that's going to kind of recommend us to go to this retired priest to get some help. And this is going to be Father Kastner. He used to be kind of an investigator for this cult called the Disciples of the Ram. And they're like a big-time group, apparently, of occultists who cast curses and do all types of mayhem. The Warrens visit this Father Kastner, and he won't shake their hands because, and I have a quote here, "I have chicken shit on my hands." Did we like Father Kastner? I kind of thought he was weird looking.
I thought he was a fucking villain at first.
I thought so too. I'm not going to lie.
Same here.
I pegged him immediately like, this motherfucker, there's something crooked about him.
I definitely thought he was weird, but also, did you dive any deeper? Like, is his story real? Like, was it his daughter and...
I got to be honest with you. I think this is all Hollywood.
Oh, okay. This part gets Hollywood.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know the actual story of this whole thing, but I have a feeling that this has got a lot this is based in nonfiction. This is not real.
You know what makes me wonder, though? What? I mean, obviously, if Ed and Lorraine are still alive, which I doubt they'd still be alive, they could be, though. Or definitely, I mean, their daughter's got to be alive still.
Judy.
And I mean, Bill, I mean, we grew up in the Hudson Valley, which is not far. I used to work in Brookfield, Connecticut. This creeps me out now that I know. I used to work as a pharmacist in this town. I had no idea that this happened. It's wild.
So Lorraine Warren, that's played by Vera Farmiga in the Conjuring movies, the actual real Lorraine died of natural death at 92 in April of 2019. She had been the head consultant of all the Conjuring projects and was an avid follower of the series prior to her death. Ed had died many years before Lorraine, so they're both gone to the great afterlife. Just to kind of update everybody on their status. As far as Judy, I'm not 100% sure on where Judy's at or what Judy's doing, but I know the Warrens collection has been sold to a comedian by the name of Matt Rife, who is, I guess, looking to...
Is he crazy?
Yeah, we in the first Conjuring review, we kind of that was shocking to me. I was like, oh shit, Matt Rife has it. What the hell? I guess he has an investment group that they're looking to like make a more permanent like museum for these artifacts.
They need to put those artifacts in an underground bunker surrounded by tungsten. Like we need to like stop this juju.
They need to send those artifacts to wherever Indiana Jones found anything. It would always be sent to
it belongs in a museum.
All right. So Father Kastner, again, a weirdo, he reveals to the Warrens that he has got a vault of his own, and that it's all like occultist type stuff, and it's a creepy house, and it's like a very unwelcoming house too. Like he just kind of like gets up and wanders around, and then like appears downstairs. It's a very, very odd setup. It's very, very much opposite of the Warrens thing. They're like, you want to see it? And meanwhile, he's like, like just goes downstairs. It's very, very odd to me. Lorraine, being very cautious, is disturbed by Kastner, and he warns not to look any deeper because it might cost them everything. A master occultist curses from afar and is extremely dangerous. His vault is at their disposal, but the answers might not be in there. So right off the bat, he's kind of like helpful, but also not willing to really help because he doesn't want them to continue to look into it. We come to find out there's a reason for that, but isn't this the time for him to come clean on what exactly he knows or what maybe he suspects in his own life is going on?
Yes.
What the fuck? Jeez. You're fucking it up,
Old
what's his face? Are the Warrens a match for a force like this, or are they outmatched dealing with an occultist? What do you guys think? As we're viewing it, I'm saying.
Good's gonna defeat evil.
Oh, shit. Okay, I like that definitive answer. What do you think, Sassos? Is an occultist too much for the Warrens to deal with? We have a clairvoyant and just good old-fashioned American muscle with Ed.
You know these guys can take down anybody. It's the Warrens.
All right, so the curse is being performed by who? That's the major question. They need to figure this out, and that's their next order of business. So back in jail, Arnie is going to be mopping in the dark. Why is Arnie going to be mopping in the dark? I don't understand what the fuck is actually going on in this prison, but then again, I really don't understand prison life all that well. So you know some shit's about to go down. If you're in prison and there's no lights, it's not going to go well.
Yeah, that seems spooky, scary. And, like, he's mopping, like, it seems like the hospital area of the hospital.
It's like the infirmary or whatever.
Yeah, because they have that woman looking through the glass or whatever, too.
Kind of like supervising.
Yeah, like, he spills the bucket. She's like, you're going to pick that up?
Right.
Like...
And then when he goes to pick it up, there's a jump scare, like a hand goes and grabs his hand or whatever. He's like, oh, shit!
Yeah, so...
I don't really like any of this. So the supervisor station goes black when that happens, as he like jumps out from underneath of what the bucket tipped over and the whole jump scare happened.
Like a haunting in prison, I feel like that's even worse. Like you can't
even worse, even more scary. I agree.
Yeah, you're locked in there, bro. Like you cannot escape.
There's nowhere to go. You're at their beck and call.
You're literally facing your demons.
Yeah, no joke.
Like Akon, you're locked up.
So the supervisor station goes black, and then the same song is going to be sung by a catatonic patient in the infirmary when he killed Bruno. It was like, I think it was like, call me on the line or something like that. I forget the fucking song. But whatever was playing when he stabbed Bruno to death is what this.
Oh, wasn't it like Blondie? Like call me? Yeah, right.
I think it was that. I'm not 100% certain, but yeah, there's a jump scare with a demon jumping on his back, and the guards are like going to subdue him, and the whole fucking thing. Scary. I think it was a pretty high scare factor here. What did you guys think?
Yeah, I'm scared. I don't want to be in prison, especially if I was innocent.
Well, prison is scary on its own, right?
Right. So then it's just all the layers of scary. Mm-hmm. Like, just going to jail when you know you're innocent, all of these horrible things happening to you, you're now in prison with these scary things still happening to you. Right. Fuck that. Fuck all of it.
Ed and Lorraine's, Ed is still moving pretty fucking slow. And he's obviously a step off of his game since the heart attack. He's kind of moving around slowly. He's taking pills and whatnot to make sure, the heart is still ticking the way it needs to tick.
Oh, so those were like nitroglycerin pills.
I think so,
then,
right?
Yeah. Back then they didn't have a lot of... So he says the words vasodilators earlier on when they first prescribe it to him when he doesn't have it.
Right.
Those are essentially nitroglycerin pills. Yeah.
So let me ask you this, Sassos. Is this another callback, do you think, to The Exorcist? Because isn't that what Father Marin takes to steady himself too?
I think you're right.
Well, no, actually. So you know what? So there's like medicines that like even like so I worked in a pharmacy that was close to a performing arts school, and actually some of the students would sometimes take uh blood pressure medicine to steady themselves. Again, so that's a little different than the nitro. Like when you have a heart attack, you need that nitro emergency because your heart, tightens up so much. The nitroglycerin is like one of the strongest vasodilators. But there's regular blood pressure medicines that does that, but to a lesser extent.
So
I think he was on those.
you think so? Okay, so when Father Marin goes to he has got like a case for his pills, and he like gets done with the first part of the exorcism, his hands are all shaky and shit, and he's trying to grab one of those little white pills to put under his tongue. That's what
No. If it's going under the tongue, I just haven't seen The Exorcist in a while. If it's going under the tongue, it's nitroglycerin.
Okay,
he probably needed it too. Yeah.
So maybe this is a callback to The Exorcist a little bit, right? I mean, this is like the third or fourth callback to The Exorcist.
I think so. Yeah.
Interesting.
That's pretty cool.
You could be right there. I could just say coincidence because anybody who has a heart attack is prescribed nitroglycerin.
Yeah, right.
And I mean, not to debunk your theory, but also Father Marin's an old bastard. So
That's true.
that's probably why he needed that.
Oh
yeah.
man, and you know what? That being my favorite horror movie, that's like my top guy. Him and Donald Pleasance in Halloween. These are my two favorite characters in horror movies.
So when we're talking about,
I was going to say the doctor, right?
Dr.
He's the
Loomis,
best.
yeah.
He's the best. Yeah.
So Sassos, when we're talking about it though, dilating, like, is it making your veins or the blood vessels? Like,
so that's got to open up the veins. So basically when you're having a heart attack,
there's like a blockage somewhere.
There's a blockage, and your heart is like puttering out because it's like it's off rhythm and it doesn't, So basically, the vasodilation opens up the vessels completely, like to the most dilation it can.
Gotcha.
Think of like pipes and water running through the pipes. Yeah. The rushing water is going to resync your like motor again.
We're pouring some Drano in there real quick.
Totally.
Well, our buddy Drew, the assistant, who is in all three of these movies, by the way. He was only very briefly shown in the second movie, but he was very predominantly featured in the first movie. Drew is in this third movie, and he has got a lead. He's got a police department that has had a satanic totem type artifact that has been in their evidence locker in Danvers, Massachusetts.
Woohoo!
Yeah, go Danvers, I guess?
Go Massachusetts.
Oh, go Massachusetts. Okay. We don't necessarily like Danvers, but you woohoo for Massachusetts. A cop basically has told them that he has a missing girl and a murdered girl, and he's trying to find out what the fuck actually happened. And this was at the scene of the crime. Ed and Lorraine are going to try to strike a deal with this Danvers police officer, this detective. They want to see the case file in exchange for potentially Lorraine helping them find the missing girl. And of course, the cops are going to be skeptical of this whole thing, right? So they're going to test her, just like I said before. They're going to bring a bunch of knives out, and they're going to lay them all out on this conference table, and they're going to basically say, if your girl can't find which of these knives actually was at the murder scene and caused the murder of the missing girl, then we're not in the business of helping you out at all. So, this causes Ed to have some fucking trepidation here, right? I'm not going to have my wife
subjected to this.
Yeah, she's not a carnival act. Yeah. We're not guessing weights. We're not carnies. But meanwhile, as he's like protesting and saying, this is not going to happen, she's like, it's this one. And she smokes this fucking dude.
Yes. She freaking lights it up. And like his face is like, what? Like he couldn't believe it, I love that part. I love
that too. Even in the car, he's like, well, you had a 1 in 3 chance. He's like still trying to disprove. And she's like, you just passed where the girl was murdered. So she's like,
I love when she said that because she's calling us BS.
Yeah. This is a boss bitch moment here because all the cops are kind of like looking in on it too. Like the whole police department stops and is looking at Lorraine, who obviously just smoked this, does quick work of the test. And we've got a deal, right?
So just Danvers is like right next to Salem. It's a little north of Salem in Massachusetts. So I wonder if they were just like getting this witchy type stuff all the time, being so close to Salem, all those, the history of the witches there, you supposed witches, I don't know. So maybe they were just like, we don't know if Lorraine's legit. We don't know if any of this witch stuff is legit. I mean, I can understand them being scared.
My only issue with that point is that later on in the investigation, we find out that the girl brought the totem from Connecticut to Massachusetts.
Yeah, she went to like a college at Fairfield.
Yeah. So, I mean, I like the proximity to Salem, and I like that that's a thing. Maybe, Fairfield is not that far away from Salem either, by the way. So there's a good chance that all this little spooky, weird area of the country is to blame for all this shit.
All in New England, everything's about an hour away.
As we've come to find out.
Indeed.
Lorraine is going to guide Skeptic Cop to the murder site after an Elvis story. What did you think about the Elvis story, Startled Sassos?
I love this. I thought that was so cool.
She's like, I met Elvis once, and he's like, was he alive or dead? And he's like, no, he was alive, and I also met him dead, too. It's like, Ed's in the back of the car just like knowing that she's taking the piss out of this cop, which is fucking hilarious, by the way.
There's a lot of, they keep it light. There's a lot of comedic relief moments, and I really like that, too.
Yeah.
They make it real.
And she said you missed your turn, just like you guys alluded to before. So, meanwhile, she's, still big time in this cop while kind of pulling his chain a little bit for him. In prison, Arnie looks like death again. He's having a tough time. Little David and Debbie are going to meet him, and he looks like he is got a problem physically. As Debbie kind of gives him and Arnie an update on what is happening with the case, David sort of relates to Arnie and on the struggle that he's dealing with right now. His quote-unquote sickness. He's always cold. He's never alone. He's being told what to do, basically in the back of his mind. And so David kind of understands what exactly Arnie's going through just basically by looking at him. And so there's a kind of a moment between David, this guy, Arnie, basically took the demon from him. So, yeah, there's this moment where they're kind of relating to each other, and I thought it was pretty cool.
I like this scene, too, yeah. Little David is knowing exactly how this guy is feeling. So again, it makes it relatable and this brother-in-law vibe they're going for. Right. Even though David's a little kid still, but it's you can tell they really love each other, and I don't know, it just makes it more human, and I feel like the innocence of the child describing what it's like to have the demon inside you.
Mm-hmm.
And it just shows you how powerful kids are, man.
Yeah.
Kids can adapt to so many different things.
Absolutely.
I mean, and this is the most extreme epitome of danger. And, this kid was so brave,
Yeah, absolutely.
And I like that quote at the beginning, too, where David's like, I'm not being brave, and Arnie's like, being brave doesn't mean you're not afraid. You're just doing it anyway. Right. So I love all of that stuff.
Yeah, I love that quote in the beginning too, Allie. Good point.
Our little side mission with the Warrens and the Skeptic Cop is going to continue. They're romping through the forest trying to find where this missing girl is, and the policeman sort of remarks to Ed, afraid she won't be able to do it, and Ed's response is, no, I'm afraid she will. And while they're walking through the woods, they're all following Lorraine, right? She's leading the pack. She goes back in time to the night of the murder. So she basically stumbles onto the area of the forest where this whole thing happened. Unbeknownst to her, the policeman's like, oh shit, we're actually here. Lorraine runs because that's where the scene of the movie back in time where the girl runs after she gets done stabbing her friend, being possessed. She books it to kind of catch up to the girl that runs because that's our missing girl. The cop kind of goes after Lorraine as she's running through the woods, and Ed is not going to be able to keep up because he's still got a bum ticker. So Lorraine sees the stabbing of the girl, so it's back in time, and I just got done explaining to you that we won't be doing a moment of silence for that, but I am going to do a moment of silence, and I think that factors into my 5 number.
Yeah, that's definitely, I got her as number 2.
Okay, cool. So in the past, Lorraine runs into the darkness and after this girl, but in reality, she's almost running off of a cliff, and she kind of snaps out of it the last second. She almost ran right off the cliff to her death.
Yeah,
what a scary fucking moment, too. That was one of these moments where I was like, "Oh shit!" Like, you know, she almost Looney Tune style continued to run in thin air to her demise.
And they have that hand grabber ankle.
Yeah, well, because she does stop, right?
Yeah.
She looks back ahead, like, "What the hell?" And
dude, that freaked me the hell out.
Then the hand grabs her. So she's like almost falling off the cliff anyway, and Ed with the save.
Ed and Lorraine are both almost dying in this movie.
A lot of times, yeah, for sure. So yeah, Ed makes the save. The cop is no help at all. I don't even know where the fucking.
That's what I was wondering.
Where'd he go?
He's
fucking eating some He's like eating some donuts, drinking some coffee in the back of the car.
He's like, these people are crazy. I don't even know what reality is anymore.
So basically, this is where the missing girl is going to be, right? The body is going to be found in this gorge type area, whatever this is, a gorge or a maybe a dam or whatever. They're going to go ahead and, dredge the bottom of this thing, which the cop says they've already done, but they have found someone, and we're probably looking at this being the girl. So moment of silence for the girl, the missing girl, quote unquote. And the case file will be dropped off to their hotel. But, did you notice the skeptic cop did not apologize?
I know.
For being such a douche the entire time.
I know. Especially when he says they did it twice, and that
You're
this
right.
was the third time.
Yeah, poor Jessica.
Oh
we have found
crazy,
her.
Man, a poor freaking girl.
Yeah, so I think that's bad form by the cop. Come on, eat some humble pie, dude. Debbie is going to call the Warrens, and Arnie is going to be put on suicide watch because the demon has followed him to prison. And Ed basically tells her, get a hold of the chaplain, Father Newman, and put him on suicide watch because this is some serious shit. And we see, there's a lot of these prison scenes. Before we see the prison scene, we also see this weird, altar, chalice, putting fire in a cup, like someone is casting or conjuring another thing up to kind of impact Arnie negatively, right? So someone's still working behind the scenes to make this whole thing happen.
But so this is where I was a little confused. They call and say put him on suicide watch and get a hold of the priest and everything, or chaplain, I'm sorry. But did they actually succeed in getting him on suicide watch? Because when the priest, I'm calling him a priest.
I think he is.
Okay, when they called
priest can be chaplains. Like basically, a priest can serve as a chaplain for the army or or police or firemen. Yeah, so you're basically serving as their spiritual advisor. That's what a chaplain is.
Oh, okay. Thank you. I appreciate that. So he gives Arnie the holy water, though. Is he actually on suicide watch? Is that why he's in this cell, or is he just in a regular cell?
I think he's in solitary confinement, and that's suicide watch.
Okay.
Because he's got nothing else in that cell.
I just thought more people would be, actually watching him. It seems pretty,
Well, there
isolated.
is a roving correctional officer. I'm sure they can't have a one-for-one, somebody staring at this kid.
Right. And that's not what I just mean maybe, a camera, or,
right.
I thought there'd be, more eyes on...
This is 81, so I'm not even sure what we're talking about technology-wise as far as cameras.
That's a good point. But I was thinking maybe just, the guy walked past, like you're saying, patrolling more in that area. Because they do make the announcement, they do yell, "We got a cutter," but it just seems too late. I don't.
Yeah, well, and the other part of that is, obviously, this occultist is going to do her thing so that he doesn't have help, right? Because obviously the goal is suicide. She wants him to off himself, so she's gets to her next level of her, whatever.
So she's trying to collect debts? Because that's what confused me, too, is, if you're trying to possess these people and, do a lot of damage, why would you want them killing themselves? Why would you want the girl jumping off the cliff?
Well, so I'm going to get into some of that because some of it's revealed in the story.
Gotcha.
So hold that thought just for half of the...
We're getting there.
Yeah, just half a moment here. So, he's on suicide watch, and there's a storm rolling in, lots of thunder, lots of lightning. There's a storm raging outside, and the chaplain kind of drops by, like Allie said, the holy water. He encircles himself with the holy water to sort of encase himself in sort of the goodness of what effects that holy water have in his cell.
They get to him in time. Like, he smashes the glass in his
hand. Right, he,
hand.
Breaks the holy water in his hand, right?
And then, he just takes a little sliver of the broken glass bottle and tries to cut his wrist, but I think it's, like, superficial. I don't think you can go deep with that little sliver that he had.
Right, but again, there's the occultist who's kind of, like, controlling his hand in breaking that bottle and then, like, dragging the glass across his skin.
Right.
It leads to the Warrens going to a funeral home. Yeah. So they're going to break. They're going to go ahead and break and enter this funeral home because no one's home. So okay. Now the Warrens are vigilantes. So as this is all happening with the storm and the prison and the whole thing, Lorraine is going to go down into the basement where Jessica is to connect to the dead girl because that connection might still be open from when she was cursed. She could backfeed it to see exactly who is doing the cursing.
Right, they're trying to see who's doing it.
Right.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So this slimy-ass hand and toes, Lorraine has to go and touch this thing.
Dude, I gotta say, so if you die in water like that, your skin, it's called skin slip. Like, that's our official term as a funeral director. Your skin is slipping off. Like, we are mostly water, alive, and then when you die in water, your skin just, like, sloshes off like that. Like, if her holding this hand, especially no glove, like, I've never had to touch someone bare hand. Like, I am a huge advocate for wearing your gloves at all times, and you can just feel it through the gloves of the skin sliding off. So, oh my God, this scene grossed me the fuck out because I know in reality what it's like to be, like, having to move someone and their skin falling off like that. This girl was in there for how long? She was in this water for how long?
Like weeks, apparently, yeah.
And you'd probably be closer to bone. I don't know how she'd actually have this much, like, skin tissue left. But, yeah, this scene made me sick to my stomach with her having to hold this dead girl's hand with no gloves on.
Lorraine is going to grab her hand and go to where the satanic ritual is being performed and the woman who is performing it. So the link is still open and Lorraine's able to see some things. She's able to hear a train go by. She's able to kind of see the altar. She's able to see the chalice while this is all happening. And she's also able to see the occultist performing the ritual against Arnie, who's in prison right now, struggling to not commit suicide. Lorraine commands the witch to stop the curse and subsequent harm she's doing to Arnie by yelling, "By the blood of Calvary, I command it." And the blood of Calvary, or I should say Mount Calvary, also known as Golgotha, the place of the skull, according to the Gospels in the Bible, is the site where Jesus was crucified. So by the blood of Calvary, she's actually invoking Jesus' name, and that's why it's got the witch's attention, like not breaking that, severing the connection of that ritual to Arnie, dragging that broken bottle of holy water glass across his wrists. That connection is broken, which is a pretty sick moment, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So... but the connection works both ways. So
that's what's really scary.
That realization is kind of like
that was really scary when she's like, and she's got me too, you know.
She can see me. Yeah, she can see me, and it works both ways. So as fate would have it, the morgue lights are going to go out because they're on a timer switch. What's with timer switches? What's with that? That's the same thing where you see in like a hotel with the fucking hot tub, you put it to a certain time, and when the time elapses, the fucking timer or the hot tub goes off.
At my house growing up, we had a timer light.
What's with that?
We had a heat lamp in our downstairs bathroom, and that's the only time I've ever seen a timer light like that, because you obviously wouldn't want the room warmer, the light to get too hot or something, but... I've never seen that. Like at a funeral home, we had normal light switches. We did not have a timer light.
Well, Ed is going to go and turn that switch back on, And as, because Lorraine is still attached to this, this Jessica girl that they found in the gorge. And someone has left the table. You can see right of the table, there's like a sheet that comes off of one of the examination tables. There is a dude who's been recently autopsied. I guess he's got, what do they call that kind of scar, Allie?
A Y.
A Y. He's got a huge stitch mark up his chest, and the zombie is going to go try and kill Lorraine. Pretty scary moment because this guy is a massive, beefy motherfucker. Basically, Ed, the heart attack victim, has got to go and run and body check this dude out of the way. He's going to have to try and fight this undead zombie guy. Instead, as he's yelling at Lorraine, you got to break the connection, you got to get out of here. As the connection breaks between Lorraine and the dead Jessica, the zombie goes back to factory reset and smashes his head on the examining table that Jessica is at. So it does not impact Lorraine at all. But
so gross.
Did you think that this guy was going to off Lorraine so Startled Sassos?
Oh, I was terrified by this giant behemoth dead guy.
Yeah.
I was definitely scared. It was like a rhino.
She was in real danger there, I thought, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Ed not being able to defend like he normally does, like Ed basically being in the weakened state, not being able to fulfill his full hero-ness was also even scarier.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah, absolutely. He's kind of limping around here this whole movie, and that's, we're adolescent state here. So the problem is with this whole thing, the big revelation from Lorraine is the Satanist knows who we are. And then, in turn, you would assume they know where we live. So they're going to go home. Debbie, Aaron Boyd Drew, and the Warrens are all going to meet at their house. And they have discovered, Drew has discovered an ancient text. If you're going to want to break the curse, you've got to destroy the altar. So that's a major revelation there. Also, there's a bunch of stuff in Aramaic, and they cannot translate that.
I mean, that was so freaking hard. I mean, especially in an age of technological deficit here.
Right.
Yeah.
They can't just Google, what does this mean?
Right. The description from Lorraine when she had her connection to the occultist was, it's cold, dripping, so it must be underground. There's a train that she hears in the distance, and as Ed is trying to formulate a plan, Ed passes out stone cold, right? Maybe a product of his heart condition. So he wakes up after he passes out in bed. And so he's completely startled, how the hell did I get here? He gets out of bed, he goes downstairs, the doors are open. And there's no Lorraine, there's no Drew, there's no Debbie, there's no nobody, right? And all he sees is Lorraine's rosary beads on the ground. She's nowhere to be found.
That feels like a nightmare.
Yeah. Did you think it was a nightmare, or did you think this was real life?
It was hard to tell.
Right.
I really couldn't tell at that point.
Yeah. Occultist lady is in the house, and she's in the vault area, and she's like, you've accumulated quite a collection here. She says to Ed, you're so close now, don't give up. And then she kind of vaporizes into thin air. So
Scary.
Did you think? Yeah. Startled Sassos, did you think that Lorraine was kidnapped at this point?
I did. I was very worried for her.
Yeah, I agree. Me too. I completely was. So as Ed is you better leave her alone, and the whole thing, she fucking vaporized into thin air, and in comes zombie morgue guy.
I was scared.
Yeah, no shit. And
if we weren't scared of him in the last scene, we were even more scared of him in this scene.
Exactly. Yeah, now
because
we followed you home.
He's still not clothed.
Right. How the hell did he walk the whole way? Jesus. So, all right. Maybe the occultist gave him a ride. Ed is going to ward off this zombie, morgue zombie, with Lorraine's rosary beads, driving him back into this red area, this red lit area of his house. Get back! He's yelling all of his exorcist type stuff, and snaps back to reality. It's actually, he's holding a knife, and Drew is holding his hand back. He's in a stabbing position, and Ed is trying to stab Lorraine in reality.
Very scary.
It was all an illusion, and Ed is actually trying to stab Lorraine. So
that was wild.
That's fucked up. So they do a lot of this false start type stuff where we're thinking maybe it's a dream or maybe it's reality. And then, like, as you're trying to figure that out, it's actually a fucking illusion. It's none of those things. It is reality, and he's actually trying to stab his, beloved wife.
The devil made me do it.
The devil made me do it, exactly. Ed's the next one going to be on death row. Pretty scary scene. What'd you guys think, scariness-wise? How'd you take that in?
Yeah, it's fucked up when you don't know it's reality or a dream.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's how the Scarecrow and Batman operates. He creates a whole illusion in your head, and you don't know what to believe.
You got to kind of figure it out, right? Yeah, that's I kind of did this. I kind of did this the last podcast. It's almost like A Nightmare on Elm Street rules, where you're dreaming and you can die in your dream, but like we don't know what's real if you are dreaming or you're not dreaming. And like in your dream, you don't know what your capabilities are because you don't even know that you're dreaming. It's a weird like mind fuck that happens with this movie.
It's a good comparison.
Come to find out, as Ed kind of snaps out of this trance, she was in the house. And they're running around trying to find this satanic artifact. And it winds up, flowers were delivered today. All the flowers are dead. They break the vase. And in the vase is this totem. How the fuck did she assemble that totem in the vase? Was this like a boat in the bottle type scenario where she's going with tweezers and each fucking... How the hell did she do that?
That's a good point. Maybe she was saving it for
That's a
rainy
very
day.
solid point, man. That freaking thing does not fit in there, bro.
It's the smallest opening ever.
Maybe she just did the evil thing, and then she made the pottery around it and was like, I'll save this for a rainy day when I need
it. In the occultist layer, she's got not only a totem-making station, but an arts and crafts clay wheel?
Yeah, she's a master of all trades.
Wow. All right. Okay. You know what? I'm going to go with it because...
I mean, if we're going back to witches in the early 1800s, I mean, they ain't got much to do, you know?
Right.
Or she should just use her magic powers to poof it into there. I don't know.
Maybe even churning some butter. Who knows?
She's out there homesteading. All right, so based on all this, now we know that Ed is cursed, or maybe the Warrens are cursed. Could be Lorraine, could be Ed, who the fuck knows because it was in the house. So the team is going to devise a plan, and it's a 3-pronged plan, everybody. Debbie and Father Newman are going to go be with Arnie in jail. She's going to try again to be like, saving her boy Arnie. Which I've got questions on that, too, because how the fuck can this girl just be there in the middle of the night in a jail? Who the fuck knows? But we're going to go with that. The second part of the plan is Lorraine is going to go get with the creepy Father Kitzner. We're going to go take this book, this creepy book, and have it translated a little bit further to see what we need to break this curse. She's going to go and get this book translated. Ed and helper boy Drew are going to search the case file for any way to figure out where this altar is located and a good way to destroy it. Is this a good plan? So Startled Sassos.
I think it's a sound plan. Little do they know, they're going to the lion's den.
Yeah. Little do they know that 2 of these prongs are going to lie in the same place. And, Debbie and Father Newman... Yeah, I feel bad for this Father Newman because he's just a regular chaplain at a jail.
Yeah.
And he's just like, I'm not really equipped to deal with this kind of stuff.
She's like,
he's just like first month on the job, serious shit's going down.
Yeah.
He's like, I just wanted to be a chaplain, so in the jail, so I don't have to do much anymore.
I don't want to have to do too much. So this prison chaplain detail sounds like a good job. Wrong-o. So Gumshoes, Ed, and Drew believe that they've got kind of a breakthrough here. Jessica, the girl who drowned in the gorge, got her totem at Fairfield and brought it to the place in Massachusetts. So this is going to be narrow down their geography a little bit and then cross-reference that location with where there's some railroads because of the vision that Lorraine had.
Yep, can't be the commuter rail.
Can't be the commuter. It's got to be a commercial line because it's at night. So it's down by the river. Uh-oh, you know what that means. He runs out because he's going to go try and get Lorraine because she's already booked it to go to see Father What's-His-Face.
And of course, he forgets his damn medicine.
And he forgets his fucking nitroglycerin tablets. Can you believe that shit? So, Lorraine arrives nice and promptly to the creepy priest's house, Father Kisner, and gets the book translated, right? Did you suspect that it was Father Kitzner the entire time, based on Ed's reaction and the overall creepiness factor of the Father Kitzner character? Did you think
I definitely felt like he was part of it, but they kept showing that imagery. Because at first I thought that witch woman was a demon man, just in all black. But later did we find out it's a woman. So I kept thinking it had to be a woman. I just knew he had something to do with it because he was just way too spooky and weird. Weird.
Allie?
I agree. There was definitely bad vibes. Felt like half-truths.
Yeah.
And,
it all came to fruition, didn't it?
He's a liar.
So he does a little translating for Lorraine. The child, the lover, and the man of God. The child was David, and now that curse has been transferred onto Arnie, like we talked about in the beginning of the movie. Jessica, or her friend who was stabbed to death, were the lovers. And the man of God is Ed. Okay, so Ed's on his way. He's basically tells Drew, get the cops over there immediately. Of course, we know that we can't depend on those fuckers. They don't come until the very end of the movie. Lorraine follows Kisner down into his vault, and she had a kind of a little bit of a worried moment there in the beginning of the movie when we first met Kisner. She reluctantly goes down to his archive as well here. And there's basically show and tell time with Father Creepy, is what I have here on my notes.
I thought he was going to set her up again, because it's like, why would you trust this asshole who just lied to you for all this shit?
Well, but we don't know that just yet, right?
Okay.
So, he's got a fucking photo album. He's going to show and tell time. He had a kid and raised her in secret at this mill that he currently lives at.
The mother died in
childbirth. And this is the photo album describing that the father knew the entire time that his daughter was most likely the occultist. So he had a baby on the sly and then raised this baby while he was going around investigating the Disciples of the Ram and all these other occultist type groups. She kind of took hold of that and kind of made it her own personality. Wow, fucked up, right? Fucked up situation there.
Very fucked up. You're a priest and you raise this evil spawn.
Chose to protect his own daughter instead of helping the Warrens. Motherfucker. All right, well, he's going to help now, right? So...
Maybe.
Kind of weird, but all right.
I'm thinking Lorraine's going to get fucked up here.
Well, Lorraine is obviously... She's in danger. Clearly.
I'm in danger.
I'm in danger. I did not think this guy was going to help her at all. I
thought he was going to lock her up in a cage, bro.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to be go down to these tunnels.
Right. Good luck.
See you later, which he kind of did too, by the way.
Yeah.
He goes, okay, there's lots of tunnels running underneath of my property. That's probably where her altar is. You go ahead, find the altar, destroy it. It's the only way to stop her. I'll be here. To, I guess, try and stop the daughter, which, I don't know, kind of flimsy. I didn't really like the flimsy backstory. I wasn't really buying this whole fucking thing about the priest and the kid growing up at the house, and the kid now is an occultist, and why was the kid an occultist? Nothing really came into focus for me. And especially if you consider, we never find out the why. Why did the occultist, or even how, why did the occultist Isla or Isla single out David the child or Jessica?
Yeah, you're right. That's wild. You're right.
Why did we do, what is the motivation behind any of this?
I think they were just saying Satanists just want to cause harm and it's just random
chaos. But there was no focus in on this part of the story at all, which I find, I find that as very lazy storytelling. And the reason I say that is because in the other movies, we've got demons who wish to do harm to humans. That's what they do. The occultist is a human being who does witchcraft type stuff, but humans always have motives. And the whole idea behind this thing is she put her own soul, the occultist puts her own soul on the line to do this thing. What's the benefit to the occultist?
I don't know. Maybe she
Nothing.
gets more powerful or something. I don't
Maybe
know.
she gets she gets a new level in the video game of occultist.
But
video game.
We don't get a why. We just got a girl with like some daddy issues who chooses
Yeah, I mean,
the wrong path.
absolute power corrupts absolutely, bro.
True, but why put your own soul on the line? I don't know. I got a hard time with that. But
Because you make a deal with the devil, man.
Yeah,
That's what they do. That's what these people do. They don't care.
right.
Yeah, isn't that always what's on the line when you choose to do that?
Yeah, but for what end? Just to cause chaos?
I'll just keep feeding you souls and
I get nothing in return. All right. So
maybe live forever or something. I don't know.
Well, it's like being a dark Jedi. I mean, you get the power, right? You get the power from the darkness.
Yeah,
guess
there
so.
must be a power.
it's got to be some sort of
It's probably like, I mean, obviously we don't know because thank God we're not evil. But the fact is, maybe it's like almost like intoxicating the evilness. Who knows?
Was it like Aunt Gladys from Weapons? She like stays youthful, right? Like she's healthier and stronger.
Well, she was sick. She
when
needed
she's
to.
doing. I think she was just getting old, and like you need the young bodies to like stay healthy and fit. It's even Hocus Pocus. The witches start getting old and ugly if they're not like sucking children's souls or whatever.
Oh, nice.
She's right about that.
I have no idea.
I've watched that movie a heck of a bunch of times with my kids now. Yeah.
Yeah. So they're just like sucking the youth out of these children, and they live forever and stay youthful and beautiful. I don't know.
Well, as the movie rolls on, she hears Lorraine hears footsteps upstairs and decides she's going to trust the Father Kastner. She's going to go into the tunnels. Father Kastner stays behind to confront his gross daughter. So she immediately is downstairs and's got a beat on this fucking dad. He pulls out a pistol from his desk and lays it on the table and tells the daughter, I have failed you.
I failed being a priest.
I failed being a priest. Basically, he's in the middle of his monologue and she just appears behind the dude, slits dad's throat, killed in mid-fucking sentence. Good jump scare because for all we knew, she was in front of him, and now she's like literally behind him out of nowhere. Moment of silence for Father Kastner. He's donezo. He's had enough. He's gonna fucking go to sleep now.
And is he number 3 or number 4?
He's 4.
Yeah,
I'm keeping track over here. I got a
number
tally.
Also, who's 3?
The two girls.
Yep, we got Bruno, the 2 girls. Now it's this priest, and then I guess
Yeah. So, okay. Lorraine is in the tunnels. She finds her way to the altar. Tries to tip it over. No dice. This thing is fucking huge. Did anybody else find very odd that they have like construction-style lights everywhere in this tunnels? Like,
dude,
the power bill on this place has got to be fucking enormous.
Yeah, man. Massive power. We need some nuclear. We need some nuclear, Bill.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the thing is, I take a look at these situations now from an adult's perspective, and I go, you're telling me the fucking electric guy doesn't see that meter spinning off the fucking side of the house and go, where's all this power fucking needed for? What are we doing at this little quiet mill that basically lives on, like, fucking candle power? But she's down there with, like, all these lights on and shit. Fucking weird.
But cutting the father's throat, like, so was he... I just want to be on the same page with everyone. Was he about to commit suicide?
No.
Why did he have the gun out, though?
He was going to shoot the daughter.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like he was trying to stop her and make right what he did wrong.
Gotcha. Yeah. So that's where I was confused. I'm like, is he trying to kill himself here or hurt her? So yeah. All right. You guys had it the other way that he was going to shoot the daughter. All right.
As the occultist lady, Isla, gets closer, Lorraine gets weaker. I noticed that was one of the things. Like, she obviously started getting more and more disoriented as this evil presence is approaching Lorraine because she's a clairvoyant. It obviously hurts her to be around this level of evil. Ed gets to Father Kastner's house and starts hearing Lorraine as soon as he gets out of his car, screaming, Ed. Yeah. Gets a fucking giant sledge and bangs through this grating that he finds to an underground pathway, sick shortcut. Just unlocked a huge bonus in the level that he's on, right? So he's going to get down into these tunnels a completely different way. He's not going to go through the house. Lorraine navigates the tunnels, And there is this fucking trippy mirror effect where Lorraine is running down the tunnel, but she's like seeing herself in front of her.
Yeah, I hated that.
Very fucking weird. And it's very disorienting because she's falling down and she can't really figure out what the fuck is going on.
It's like a fun house. Like, oof.
Yeah. There's a scuffle.
Scary.
Very scary. I agree. And it was very, like, I can imagine I would not do well in that environment. I'd fucking probably fall down and get all freaked out. There's a scuffle. The Satanist jumps on top of Lorraine, and we're going to try and stab Lorraine in the eye. For the occultist effort, she gets a rock to the face. Now...
Yeah, Lorraine.
Yeah. Win, Lorraine. So, Ed is down there yelling for Lorraine. Lorraine obviously can't hear Ed. The occultist is all fucking disoriented and fucked up. He's down there with the hammer and is quickly tricked in this scenario where he sees Lorraine. He's like, oh, Lorraine. He's like so happy to see her. And then like she runs into a shadow to get to Ed. And it's actually the occultist lady who blows dust, LeBron James style dust, into Ed's face.
Yes, I hated that.
Not Lorraine. Isla instead, dust to the face. He's fucked up. Is he possessed? So Startled Sassos. With the Mr. Fuji dust to the face.
He's definitely possessed.
Yeah. He's fucked up, right? I mean, he's disoriented, obviously, but...
Yeah, I mean, he's under the trance. I mean, that's why he's going after his wife. And he's trying to stop... Yeah.
He's swinging for the fences with this sledgehammer, too. And
Yeah,
I couldn't help but think...
he thinks that she's something else.
Right. Yeah.
Like, he's trying to battle bad things.
We don't see it from Ed's perspective, but I would love to have seen what Ed is seeing. And, like, maybe they felt like this movie was kind of strapped for time a little bit, but I would love to know what the fuck he's battling, because he's swinging for he's like Barry Bonds in it with that sledgehammer.
Yeah, that would have been a cool perspective.
And he's sweating like a goddamn fiend, so you know that fucking heart is pounding away.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how he doesn't have a heart attack and die.
Right, exactly.
I was thinking the same thing.
So he finds Lorraine, attacks Lorraine, while the cultist sets up the altar and finally tries to kill Arnie. So in prison, Arnie is going to fucking bug out. Father Newman's reading from the Bible. Debbie's screaming, oh my God, like all the windows explode.
It's just poor lighting in a state prison.
Yeah, horrible lighting.
I'm sorry. How does this guy not get off from the state just by what happened at the hospital?
I agree.
Yeah.
It's just, Father Newman, I have down here, poor Father Newman. He's just a regular guy trying to make a buck, man. And
he's just trying to eat a Snickers.
But he was hilarious making the excuse, it's just poor
lighting.
State lighting.
Yeah.
And it's like really...
It's poor electricity.
Yeah.
So, Ed, again, he's kind of doing his best Jack Torrance impression, marching through these tunnels, hunting Lorraine, dragging that fucking sledgehammer behind him like Jack did in the maze with his axe.
Yeah.
Stalking Lorraine through the halls. And at the prison, Arnie is doing like the spider crawl routine. He's like floating upright, crucifix style.
Very creepy.
Has this giant...
Man, you don't have one camera in this damn jail to prove this man's innocent.
Right. Like, wasn't this all filmed? Like, what the fuck? Is none of this exonerating to this fucking poor guy? The father is facing down the floating Arnie, and this is a good visual to me. Like, he's like reading from the book, and he's got his cross up there, and he's like fucking facing down this kid who's just floating in midair. Pretty fucking cool.
And Arnie has that like glass, like in a
giant shard
way
of glass, yeah.
That he's gonna like cut his own throat.
Mm-hmm. And Debbie sort of hangs off of his arm to prevent him from digging that friggin' piece of glass into his throat, because this is...
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about the love connection of obviously Ed and Lorraine, but you have to respect this love connection of this young couple, too.
Yes. I totally agree with you.
And she's literally, as you said, hanging on his arm so he can't fulfill the deed.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love that, too. I agree with you, Sassos.
Standing by your man here. They, love always wins, is the quote that Lorraine says, as she tries to... appeal to Ed, pleads with Ed to stop this pummeling with the sledgehammer that he has
I do love the scene. She's like, remember me. And they're just having all those flashbacks. So when they were younger, like we saw in the beginning of the movie.
Remember me is what sort of gets him to snap out of it. His eyes clear, but he still gives a full swing of the hammer. Did you think?
Yes, he jacks that altar, man.
He splits it right in half.
He's back to superhero mode.
But did you think?
I'm sorry, this guy was like
go
paralyzed a day ago. He was paralyzed, and now he's breaking altars. That's the only nay I got on this movie.
But let me ask you this though: did you think for a second it was going to go bad, Sassos, with the swinging of the hammer anyway?
Oh, of course. They have you on the edge of your seat at this point,
It's
man. This is good movie telling. This is good movie telling.
Yeah. It's a hell of a crescendo to the movie. I got to be honest with you because there's so many things going on. It's back and forth, and like what's going to happen next, and who's going to die here and who's not going to die. Well, the altar gets it instead, and the curse is broken. Arnie falls to the ground in prison, all that distance away.
Hallelujah!
We've got total victory. Hallelujah!
Seriously, praise the Lord, man.
Praise the Lord indeed. So, after all of that, the jail is fucked. We're embracing each other, obviously Debbie and Arnie, in a pile of glass. Love wins, right? I mean, what the fuck? That's the whole lesson of the movie, I think. Love prevails as the dominant force in our life. So
only the light can cast out darkness.
The occultist appears with a knife to stab Ed and Lorraine. However, since the curse has been broken, she has lost her soul. So you got to pay the toll if you want to get that boy's soul.
Yes, the toll.
So her joints all move in the wrong direction almost all at the same time, very unnaturally.
Disgusting.
The demon emerges from the shadows and takes that bitch all the way to hell. The sounds for Isla or Isla or wherever the fuck she is, the nameless occultist.
Bye. It's gonna be me.
I love it. So, did we want more from that kill?
No.
You liked it?
Yeah,
it was just what it needed to be.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you this. Lorraine knows her husband is very easily distracted, and she pulls a pill from her locket and gives the pill to Ed to survive another.
Thank God.
I'll circle back to that question, though. I do wish Lorraine got some shots in on that bitch.
The occultist... the cops are always fucking late. So the cops show up after everything's said and done. The occultist chalice is what returns to the Warrens' vault. I like that little moment there. I thought it might be the totem, but...
Yeah, that was freaky. Yeah, I like that.
I wouldn't want to bring the totem. That's what haunts you. So he chose the right thing.
The antler chalice is what makes it into the vault. And then we have to deal with the actual matter at hand, which is Arnie's trial. He is found guilty, says the text, and 5 years for manslaughter. Pretty light prison sentence, but I think through my research, I think he got off a little early for good conduct.
But I also looked it up too. Manslaughter is, unlike murder, you're lacking the intent to kill. It's a heat of passion quarrel. It's not a premeditated thing. It was without malice. You had no intent to kill. You're less culpable. It's less culpable than murder. So at first I thought, wow, 5 years he's getting off for murder, like real easy. But
it's a lesser charge, though.
Yeah, it's a way lesser charge. It's like if you get in a bar fight or if you get in a car accident for like reckless driving or something. Like, you didn't mean to kill anybody.
5 years. They got married while he was in prison, and Debbie and Arnie are still married to this day.
I do like that their love survived.
It endured, right?
Yeah.
So very good, very good. And I want to know what happened to that little brother.
Yeah, I agree.
We should look him up.
So, the Warrens end the movie with a kiss at the gazebo, hearkening back to a little bit of a callback to their first meeting story. They were at a gazebo twirling around.
Yes.
And their enduring love is represented in that gazebo moment. And the credits roll with the real recordings of the Warrens at doing an interview, and the recordings of the first exorcism of David. Pretty fucking sick.
Very cool.
I thought it was a nice touch. I always love the ending of these movies. They always end with the real photographs or a real recording or a quote from Ed or Lorraine. I just love the nice little touches and the realism that it kind of adds to an otherwise very, very kind of bombastic movie with a lot of stuff that was added to it for our entertainment.
Yeah, and I think it's cool because like it always shows like what they really look like, and it's like wow, like that's so crazy.
It is. These are real people, and they were really affected by some really weird shit.
They made Artie a lot hotter in the movie. Was my personal opinion.
I thought the same thing about Ed, actually. The real Ed is like kind of a pudgy, older-looking man, and they got, Patrick Wilson is like this, he's a good-looking dude.
Yeah, they make Ed and Lorraine very attractive people.
Yeah, they made them like very, very dressed up. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, no one wants to see an ugly person run around and defeat the devil. We got to have good-looking people in Hollywood. So, final thoughts. Allie, give me some final thoughts.
So I had to look it up because I was too curious of like what was fact, what was fiction. So the witch Isla never existed. Mm-hmm. She was a fictional character created for the movie to represent the supernatural cause of the haunting and the murder. So the father, the priest, none of that storyline existed. I was just really curious of if they were actually fighting a witch, or so it was still they were still just fighting demons and that kind of thing, hauntings. Final thoughts. I really like this movie. I'm excited to see the fourth one, see how they wrap this up.
The exciting conclusion to Marathon Mag.
Yeah, I've loved all three so far. I really do like this one. I don't know. They did a great job.
All right. I like that as a final thought. So, Startled Sassos, what do you have?
You know me, I am a Conjuring fan now, thanks to these things.
Awesome.
But yeah, I'm excited, man.
Good movie, right?
Oh yeah, super, super cool.
Yeah. My final thoughts are, I liked it generally. Ed being the weak link physically sort of surprised me as where they were going to go with it. I thought that was a good little touch that they used. The acting is always so great. I mean, it's such a goddamn it's a high point to these movies. The story, I thought the reveal was kind of weird. It didn't make much sense to me, like we already covered. The whole thing, this whole story is based on a court. You would assume there'd be more courtroom scenes. There were almost no courtroom scenes to the whole goddamn thing. He was still guilty, by the way. I don't know. I thought the movie was a little more middle of the road for me, but I don't think it takes away from the Conjuring series in any way. I still think it was a strong effort. It was a good movie. It made a lot of money. Let's go with pumpkin ratings. Afterlife Alley, what's your pumpkin rating?
So I'm going to give it a 3.5 pumpkin. I can't remember what I rated the first one, but I think they're all in that range for me. And I am just a huge fan of like a love story in the horror movies because I don't know if it's the girl in me or what it is. But like a Gomez and Morticia, like Ed and Lorraine are those like, because they were also real people too. They're not even just a made up character love story. It's like, I love their love and watching it like evolve. I love that we heard the backstory of that in this movie. And they are kind of just always being the light, and they're always, obviously religious, but they're always like circling it back to love and light. And, we can all just hope for like a love that strong. Like I want the love of my life to go, fight some demons with me. That shit's cool.
For a movie based on demons and exorcisms and possessions and, curses and everything, it does have a lot of positivity come out of it.
Yeah, they like counteract it with so much love.
Yeah.
And family. Like their roots. Like they have their daughter.
Which is why some hardcore horror movie fans hate these fucking movies. But I mean, it's the opposite side of the coin. It is what it is.
I like that aspect of it. I mean, it's not a slasher. It's not gory.
No, it is not.
It's a different kind of horror. And yeah, it gets 3.5 pumpkins from me.
So, Startled Sassos, pumpkin rating, sir. What do you have?
You know me, I'm a good grader. I gave this a 4. I gave this 4 pumpkins just
Wow.
because, again,
Okay.
I echo in a lot of the stuff we've already said, right? We love the Conjuring.
Yeah.
We love the supernatural. We
Hmm.
love the reality of this dangerous world. I thought this movie was extremely entertaining, despite being a little bit more witch focused versus the other movies being a little bit more possessional. I thought it was a very like trying to figure out what's going to happen next. You're almost on the journey with Lorraine and Ed and trying to crack the case. So I thought it was fun in that aspect.
Yeah.
As opposed to the other movies where I'm just so scared I can't even think. This was making me think and it was fun.
I
Yeah.
agree with that. Um, my pumpkin rating is 3 pumpkins. And I think for me, a copy of a copy gets a little bit less impactful every time we see it, although this did have a little bit of a twist on the actual human antagonist not being just something that we can't understand and fully get our hands around, it being like a demon or something like that. This was more of a person who was doing this and afflicting people. I still think at the end of the day, it's a formulaic type thing where, I don't know, it gets a little bit less impactful each time I see it. And one final note, jury were not allowed legally to consider the demonic possession defense, and Johnson's lawyer then instead argued self-defense. So Johnson was found guilty on first-degree manslaughter on November the 24th, 1981. Johnson was sentenced to 10 to 20 years in jail, but only served 5 due to good behavior, and him and Debbie Gansel married while he was in prison and remained so until her death from cancer shortly after this film's release. So,
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a fucking heartbreak in a different way.
3 pumpkins for me. I did like the movie, but again, I felt like it was a little bit of a retread, and that's just me trying to be fair. So that's a bow on The Conjuring 3, The Devil Made Me Do It. Your next assignment, Mavens, is Marathon May's last feature, The Conjuring 4 Last Rites, 2025. This will put a bow on the Conjuring series for our horror movie Mavens out there. And that's your new assignment, Mavens. We thank you so much for listening, and we want to hear from you. Give us some feedback on Podbean, Instagram, TikTok, all of the socials. We're out there. Give us a look. Give us some show ideas, maybe some movies you want to see, maybe some things that you like, or maybe even don't like. Give us some feedback. We love that stuff. In the meantime, enjoy those horror movies out there. Enjoy the viewing experiences and stay scary. For Afterlife, Allie, and Startled Sassos, I'm Bad Luck Bill. We'll see you on the flip side.